Hey YouTube land, Tycanders here doing another action figure review, and today we are having a look at another one of the Mattel offerings for the DC Core line, I believe it is called. It is the Batmobile. Now, I don't know how many vehicles they have planned in this lineup. I've already done a review for the Robin cycle, and today I am having a look at the Batmobile. So without further ado, we'll have a quick look at the box, and then I'll I'll set it up for reviewing the vehicle itself. But I have the vehicle sitting in the box. I'm just going to take it out. It's already been removed, but I will note how it is attached to the box and the stuff that you need to kind of look out for when you're taking it off the box. So the way this thing is packed, I know you probably kind of see it in the corner, is actually, I'll zoom in a little bit on the box just to have a quick look more on the box. So it is attached with these kind of dumbbell peg things on the bottom. So you have 4 under, just I think inside each wheel. The way it is done, there's an opening tab at the bottom, and you unhook them. They're those like key latch things that they swing one way to open. It does show some of the stuff you can do with it on the bottom of the box. It gives an indication on the front of the box what you can do with it as well. Behind the actual vehicle itself is the firing mechanism and the yellow discs that go with it. We'll have a look at that and when I get around to the vehicle. And then just flipping around the back of the box, it showcases again the features. So you can use the piece that you take off as a kind of glider pack for Batman. You have the Batmobile itself, and then you have, it shows you combining it. A lot of what this wave and this kind of stuff is combinations. So you have the Robin cycle combines with it. The Joker's launcher combines with it. I'm assuming other stuff will combine further down the line. And then the Batarang, which is this kind of more throwing star looking style Batarang. You can take the wings, I suppose, off it, or whatever we want to call these things on side, and plug them onto it. You can do the same with those for the Bat cycle as well. So it has the same write-up as the Robin cycle, which is just supervillains, DC supervillains, and it has a brief write-up about the supervillains. I won't get into that now because I already read it out for the Bat cycle or the Robin cycle. So here is the Batmobile in all its glory. I'll try and splice in some nice close-up shots of it at different intervals for this review, so just make things a little bit more interesting. But for now, we'll have a quick measure of the Batmobile. I suppose the best way to do is the wings back. So this thing, you can point the bat fins back, so it does elongate it a small bit. So I suppose do it with those first. So it is around 16 inches. Or actually, is it longer? Sorry, 17. I would almost say it's more 17 inches from the wings back, like folded back. If I were to fold this up, I would imagine it drops it to the 16. It actually drops it to 15 and a half. So it is kind of a bit of a distance, a different distance. I'm going to do the width, because it's not too wide when it's in its standard form, so the widest parts are back here, but we'll get into the transformation mode later on. So it is around 7, maybe 7.5 inches in width, so it is quite wide. It is designed to hold a figure after all, and it does come with this plug-in launcher thing. So if I just take out the disc, so it comes with a bunch of these discs. What's interesting is you can store these on the wheels as hubcaps. As you can see, there's 5 in total. I think there might be 6. I might be missing one of them, but I think there's actually 6 of these discs in total, because I do remember having 2 up here in this one. And the way these things fire off is it's just like a friction launcher, so it locks in and you press this button here and it shoots out the disc. So So it is a friction launch. There is a bit of a spring in it. The way they show this thing as well is that you can open this up. This also has the connectability feature, with those wings from the Batarang should be able to clip onto that. And then, because Robin is the only figure I have in this wave, you can plug the backpack piece onto him. It's supposed to be Batman that you plug it onto, but you can see it has Robin. You can plug Robin onto it as well as a sort of bat glider type thing. So it is pretty interesting that way. So we're just going to move that off for a moment, and we'll get into the vehicle itself. So the other main kind of feature is the canopy that opens up. You can store a bat figure in there. So for now, I'm going to put Robin in, because it's the only figure I have from this particular wave, or from this particular line, to fit into this thing. So just going to squidge Robin in so you can see him in there in all his glory. There is actual handles on the inside just here by the window that you can actually plug the hands onto if you so wish. There isn't anything on the back, so it isn't going to interfere with other figures. So if you have some other figures that might be in scale, there isn't a big peg hole or peg that will push them out of the way. So it is pretty cool looking. It has a very interesting feature, so that when you press the bat symbol on the front here, it extends out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it around the side, like I did earlier, and take a measurement from here, because I believe this does make it way wider than it was. With that extended out, it's almost 8.5 inches. I'm not sure if you can see that on screen, but it is 8.5. There is what looks like cannons in here underneath, but that also acts as the lock mechanism for the Robin cycle. So I suppose the best way, without going too, it's the best segue to bring in said Robin cycle. And when I reviewed it, I said on the back of the Robin cycle there's these exhausts, but there's holes in them, so it looked like it was designed to plug into something, which I was right. Just get this done in the right way. It doesn't super lock in, but it locks in to it. And again, when you're rolling this thing, it will fire off the missiles that are part of the Robin cycle. You can still connect this thing up here, whichever way you want to have it. You can have it this way, firing backwards, or you can rotate it and have it that way. You can fold down these wing pieces, and then you can kind of extend these wing pieces. So all in all, there's a lot of kind of customization and combinations going on with this machine. So one of the things I was curious about is if Robin can actually fit on the bike while in this configuration. It is a bit of a squeeze, but I do believe you can get him to fit in to the bike while he's on that, which means we are left without a Batman to drive the vehicle. So I do happen to have a Batman close by. Now let me just take the gear off him if I can. It is a older Mattel Batman, so he's one that doesn't actually have a cape. So we will see if he fits. I do believe he does. So this is one of the older Batman mission Batman. You can see his legs don't really fold that great into a seated position, but he should, in theory, be able to fit into this thing. If I can get him in, just squeeze him in, he fits in, roof down. So technically you have a Batman and a Robin figure that will fit into this thing, no bother. So it is quite interesting. As I said, you have these launching discs that can store here in the wheels. I don't believe there's any other kind of folding out things. These fold out, no. These kind of headlamp things, they look like they pop up, but they don't. And these things look like they pop out, but they don't. They're just molded, well, they're molded plastic, but added afterwards. You do have a plethora of plug-in points for those different Batarang pieces. So I'm going to take the Robin cycle out for now, collapse it back down to its Batmobile-esque kind of style, and we're just going to flip it on its side so you get a rundown of the plug-in points. So you have plug-in points here at the bonnet. You have I believe these are the ones that fit the Joker missile thing. So you have two of those. You have the one that fits this thing. It's a unique plug again to this. You have another two of those plug-in points up here on the wings, which, as I said, do fold up. So I'm assuming there will be stuff coming along that will incorporate that into them. You don't really have anything on the back. You do have plug-in points down here, just behind the wheel arches. And then on the front, and I'm not sure if I'll pick this up great on camera, because I have my camera set up to a certain distance, so it hopefully will focus up on it. But you have another two of those plug-in points at the front, and that appears to be it. Is there anything underneath? There is nothing underneath. You can see that is where the things for locking it into that box is, onto the packaging, and there's a spinning middle wheel in the center there. So all in all, it is pretty cool. It has some nice features. It's fairly big, it's fairly chunky, and because I don't know if it's Mattel, I did bring it in and I still haven't dusted it off, but I do have another offering. I believe it was from Mattel, but I can't see yeah, it was a Mattel Batmobile. This is for another 6-inch line. You can see a previous kind of Mattel Batmobile, and there's no kind of similar cues other than just the bat wings. The bat symbol is different again. They always seem to kind of redesign the bat symbol every time they kind of do a figure line. So you have some differences in this, but it is quite nice for what it is. So, as I said, I'm going to take this out of the way. I am going to bring Mr. Robin back in. I'm going to throw this back open into its bigger configuration. See if we can get him into it. You should be able to get him into it even while he's sitting on the bike, as opposed to getting it in. And see if we get this in the right spot. So, you have a very nice looking Batmobile. So all in all, it is still a nice set, but getting them seems to be troublesome at the moment. Hopefully, as the Spin Master stuff whittles down, it'll be easier to get the Mattel stuff. Even though the core line is aimed for kids, it has some great potential for customizers and for people who like kind of just DC stuff and sitting on the shelf and making things look cool, or doing diorama, because the posing from the basic figures is reasonably good. It's not perfect, but it is reasonably good to get some decent posability out of the characters, as I did in the review for the Robin cycle. So there you go, guys. I'm going to wrap this up here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.